Alright, time to talk about our next major symbol in the namesake, and my wife's favorite topic and my least favorite topic, and that would be shoes. Shoes play a particularly important role when you look at Ashoka and Ashima's relationship, and then you can also look at it through the lens of the differences between Indian and American culture. So we'll start by looking at the first time we see shoes, which is very, very early in the movie, and how important these shoes are to the plot itself. Okay, you know when sometimes you guys complain that your English teachers look way too far into symbols and that we look for things that aren't there? Well, look at Ashoka's shoes. They literally say, made in the USA. You can't get more symbolic than that. So obviously we have these shoes sitting outside, and it's the first thing Ashima sees of her future husband, or the man that she is inevitably going to marry when she gets to meet him. So she tries the shoes on in this scene here before she actually goes in to meet Ashoka. And this is her way of trying on these foreign objects, these shoes that are nothing like what Indian culture normally has. They say made in the USA, and they're particularly different from what she has normally seen in her life. It makes Ashoka seem exotic. It makes her potential future life seem exotic. And it's something that, as you see here, her putting the shoes on, she's willing to take that adventure. So this next scene where someone's trying someone else's shoes on is a little bit more difficult to watch, and that's Gogol putting on his father's shoes. He goes to his apartment in Cleveland just after his death, and he puts his dad's shoes on, and he flashes back through all of the stories his dad told him, particularly of living alone. Gogol puts his shoes on and walks around the apartment a little bit. This is a huge scene in the film, especially for Gogol, as he's going to make that shift, kind of going back to the Atticus Finch quote from To Kill a Mockingbird. You don't really know a man until you walk around in his shoes for a little bit. Gogol's going to start to have a better understanding of his father, and this scene is the symbolic change where he's actually put the shoes on and walked around in them. While the two scenes we went over have a lot in common, they also have some major differences into what shoes represent. But the important thing is we have two scenes here where people are trying on other people's shoes. Now, there's more instances of shoes representing culture, but we didn't really have time to launch into all those, and you'll also see them in a later video coming up, particularly one where we talk about differences in cultures. But these two scenes, I want you to answer the following question for number 2, which is, how do shoes represent characters' emotional changes, and how do shoes represent specific characters? Take some time to answer that now.